Hey, what the freak is going on? How's chat doing? Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Esther, and if you're not, thanks for staying. It's been a while since I've done an ASMR chit chat. Sit your ass down, get your popcorn, all of that. Today, let's get straight into it. Today we will be discussing how I was followed home twice in Seoul, South Korea. Now, to preface this, like, the majority of my time here, I have had a goof and a gag. I love living here. I hope to continue living here for a little while. But these experiences had me singing "Oh, Canada" because I was scared. I was scared out of my mind. So to preface this, South Korea has a slight issue with stalking, hidden cameras. Ooh, that's a juicy one. And overall, just like somewhat creepy behavior. Just the other day, literally 2 days ago, I was off to Sephora. And as I was getting on the subway, I peeped an old man looking at Cooch, just straight up zooming into Cooch on the subway. Just on Instagram. Like, sir, wait till you get home. And I was like, this is what I did. Oh, and I moved to a different car. I went, oh, that's not for me today. I just want to get to Sephora. I don't know if it's just like a city thing, because I feel like in major cities across the world, like, there's always some nonsense behavior. Like in Toronto, in the city of Toronto, there's always something happening. There's always someone yelling at the top of their voice. There's always someone sprinting. There's always someone spitting at you. Like, things happen in downtown Toronto. So Seoul is no exception. Things just happen. So let's first start off with the first story. First story time. Stalker number 1. Hey. The first stalker was a Korean guy. The second stalker was a foreigner. So let's call him Jun. Why are we even giving him a name? Does he deserve a name? Anyways, I digress. So I was doing my regular commute from work, and as I was coming home, I had these big ass headphones in, these noise cancelers. I had them on, and I was like, doing my little thing. And again, for the most part, no one really stops me or tries to talk to me or whatever, because when I walk, like, this is what I look like, y'all. Actually, me, like, walking anywhere. Does that look approachable? Hell no. And I'm working on it. Like, I need to or something, but I'm on a mission. I don't know. There's World War III happening in my head when I'm walking. That's basically how I look. And as I'm approaching my apartment, I sense that there's a presence behind me. Like, at this point, like, I know there's someone behind me, but I give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm like, they probably live in my building. Like, no, babe, no, you know what? Like, it's fine. And then to get into the building, you have to put in a key code. So I put in my little key code, deep, walk in, and I notice that he comes in right behind me. He doesn't enter his own code, because usually, like, I will do that. I don't know, like, just out of like safety and making sure the person in front of me, like, doesn't feel like they're getting stalked. I will wait for them to get inside and then enter the key code. But if they chill and they're like, yeah, she doesn't seem creepy or have a creepy vibe, they'll just let me in. But I noticed he came right on in, and I was like, okay. And at this point, I turn and I see his face, and I'm like, okay, like, he looks like a typical, like, just dweeby dude, like, glasses, braces, the whole nine. Like, he was quite tall. He wasn't taller than me, but he was quite tall. But, glasses. He looked like, nerdy, skinny. And I was like, okay, cool, like, whatever. Maybe he just lives here and he needs to rush home, whatever. Mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, I get in the elevator, and I press my floor first. What does he do? He doesn't press anything, and I'm like, shit. I'm like, he's definitely following me. He's definitely onto me, and I just felt my heart beating so fast, and I was like, okay. And he whips out his phone and he like starts typing, just starts typing away. And then he turns to me, and it's immediately Papago. It's a translation. If you don't know what that is, it's like the translation app. And his message is basically like, hey, I saw you from the station, and I thought you were so pretty. I love the way your hips sway. Yes, verbatim, this is what he said. I love the way your hips sway. You have a beautiful body, and I was wondering if I can get your number or cacao ID. Rip. Esther, rest in freaking peace, because so I'm like terrified at this point, because what the frick are you doing following me from the station? And like the walk from the station, the subway station, to my place is roughly 10 minutes. Like if I'm walking extra slow, maybe 13, but like roughly 10 minutes. And the worst part is, I don't know at what point he started following me. Like, I don't know if he was like in the same train as me. I don't know if he followed me from the neighborhood I work in. Like he got on, like I don't know where. He just said, I noticed you at the station. Which station? So anyways, we get to my floor, and immediately I freeze. I don't want to go to my door. I don't want him to know which unit I live in, obviously. So I just kind of stand awkwardly by the elevator doors, and he is like, yeah, like, can I just get your cacao? Can we go for a coffee right now? And I was like, oh, sorry, no, like, I don't know, I don't feel comfortable going for coffee with you right now. I was very like calm, cool, collected, but my heart on the inside was like, like, is this the day? Is this the day things happen? While I'm abroad, while I'm living alone, a woman, me, is this the day? And I know there are CCTV cameras outside of the building, but I hadn't, and I know like there's a visible one in the lobby, but on my floor I was looking for one but couldn't see one. And this is important, because this is what he freaking does next. He goes, let's chat on the stairwell. Boy, bye. Why are we chatting on the stairwell now? Kapchagi, where? You don't care, you know? Where? So he asked to chat on the stairwell, to which I'm like, no, I decline. But he kind of didn't want to get out of my way. Again, like, he was quite tall, like he wasn't short or anything. So I was just like, I don't know what my next move is. I don't want to do anything sudden or creepy. And again, I don't want him to know the exact unit. So I'm just standing there like, okay. And then he was like, please, can I just get your ID? He was begging. So I was like, okay, I know what you were thinking. You want to jump through the screen and strangle my neck. I know. But I literally gave it out of fear, and just so he could just get out, like just so he could leave. I just wanted him out of my floor, out of the building, and gone. So I gave him my ID, and he left, and I waited for him to leave. Like, I waited for the elevator to get to the lobby so I could skedaddle into my unit. And yeah, I immediately, like, I didn't start crying, but my hands were shaking a bit. And surely enough, he added me. But before I like spoke to him, I called my parents. I called my friends. I called a guy friend that lives here, Korean guy. And I was like, this is the situation. Like, I'm shaken up. Like, just in case. Like, this, I'm at home. I'm safe. But like, if anything goes down, I may need your help. And he was like, yeah, I'll got you back. Like, don't worry. And yeah, I called my family, and they were like, what the freak? Like, are you okay? Like, they were freaking out. And he messages me a lot, and I'm taking screenshots because I'm like, okay, the good thing about this is like I have proof in case anything happens. But he's messaging me like, when can we go for coffee? Like, I'm so sorry. And I was just like really cold with my messages. I was like, hey, like I felt really uncomfortable with the way you approached me. Like I would have preferred it if you like, tapped me on the shoulder while we were at the station or in public. Then I would have been more prone to like talk to you. But like the gag is with Storytime number 2, that's what happened, and I still didn't appreciate it, but we'll get there. But I was like, yeah, I would have appreciated it if you like stopped me in public. That way I would have felt like more comfortable and more like at ease talking to you. And he was like, I'm so sorry, like let's start over, let's just like go for coffee. And I was like, no, you know what, I can't, because you immediately sexualized me. South Korea, you must understand, my style had to like change a bit, because like love Korean folk, but they're not used to seeing bodies like mine, like just straight up, like they're not, okay, which is like whatever, like it's fine. But I'm tall as hell and I'm curvy, I've got hips, I've got bum, I've got boobs, so I love a nice bodysuit, I love a nice tight dress, but like you'll only catch me wearing that if I'm like going out, like nightlife, like going to the club or whatever. But if it's like daily, like the bodysuits, ginty dresses and all that, those don't come out. Especially like no, like in my workplace, no. I think I look like a nun, like 5 days of the week. So I was literally wearing like a long black skirt, a long sleeve, like I'm pretty sure I was wearing this, like sure you can see some shape, but anyway, the point is I look like a nun. And he immediately sexualized me. Like that was like probably the 3rd or 4th line in his text thing. He was like, I love the way your hips move.
What happened to hello? How are you? My name is. What happened to that?
So immediately from that, I was like, I'm under the impression that you're only looking for one thing, and that is not like a wholesome, loving relationship. And to that he was like, no, like let's get to know each other, I'm sorry, but isn't like physical connection also like important? He tried to play that card as well, and I was like, no, like I felt very uncomfortable with the way you approached me, point blank period. I'm sorry, like, I don't feel comfortable seeing you, I don't feel comfortable even chatting right now. I just did it because I was very scared. And he was like, okay, I'll leave you alone. Did this man leave me alone? He texted me for 2 more days, the same thing. I'm sorry. He was really apologetic. I'll give him a crumb. I'll give him that. But I still felt like, I mean, he shot himself in the foot. Like, you don't follow women into their apartment buildings all the way up to their floor. You just don't. Like, that's like out of the question. Like, not being a gentleman at all, not thinking about my safety at all. Like, you just don't do that. And I communicated all of this to him, and I was like, you just don't do that. Like, learn your lesson with me, please. Don't do that to the next woman. It's so messed up. And he was like, I'm so sorry, I'll never do that again, like just give me one chance. And I was like, I can't. And I was like, I'm even afraid to block you right now, because it's still fresh, like you still know where I live. And it got sketchier because I was like, where do you live? Like, where do you work? And he wouldn't tell me. So I messed. And then after the 2 days, because I was being very short and very curt and still collecting screenshots and receipts. And then like, I think, yeah, by the second day, he like kind of like finally got the message, and he was like, yeah, this girl's not interested. And he blocked me, or did I block him? Either or, like he was blocked. And that's story number 1. That took 15 minutes. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Storytime number 2 was a foreigner, and to be exact, he is from Sudan. I'm pretty sure Sudanese. Very, very tall, taller than me. Okay, so this happened literally a week later. So I'm still on edge from the first one. So you must understand like where my mindset is. I'm still quite on edge. These are not on noise cancelling mode anymore. And yeah, pretty much the same thing happens, except he doesn't follow me all the way home. I'm walking. I'm about a 5-minute I'm about 5 minutes from home, and I get a tap on my shoulder. Remember how I was a big girl before, and I was like, hey, you could have just stopped me in public to talk to me. I still hate it. So he tapped me on the shoulder, and he's like, hey, my sister. Immediately when my sister comes out, I'm like, rolls eyes, but like, anyway. So immediately he gives me the my sister card, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And he's like, oh, like I've seen you before, blah blah blah, like I just had to speak to you, like you know, you're my people, blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, that's, it's great, there's not a lot of us in Korea, so yeah, we have to stick together, whatever. I gave him that spiel, and he was like, actually, I'm heading over to like a language exchange cafe, would you mind joining me? And I was like, what the freak are with these guys and asking me to immediately hang out upon meeting me immediately again? Like, no, I don't know, for me, no. And like, even if it is the love of my life, the love of my life would know better. This is how the love of my life would approach me in public. Okay, he would come up to me and be like, hey, I noticed like you seem like you're in a rush, whatever. I just want to say, like, you seem like a cool person, you have a beautiful smile. Here's my Kakao ID. I don't want to take your ID, that's not safe. Here's my Kakao ID. If you're interested in like going for coffee with me, I'd love to take you out, blah blah blah, and have a great day. And he would leave me the freak alone, and he would tip, and it would be my choice. If I was like, oh, he's cute, he's tall as he a big man, like he's cute, he was really polite, then yes, I would message him and we'd go out for coffee. But to me, that's the ideal approach. Take notes. So yeah, he's like, do you want to go to a language cafe? And I was like, no, I'm heading home. He was like, I'll accompany you. And I'm like, no, it's okay, like it's fine, you don't need to do that. No, but like, why where are you going? Are you meeting someone? Or like, where you, like, if you're free, like you should just come to the language exchange event. I'm not, like I have to actually meet a friend. You're right, I have to go home, get ready, and I have to meet a friend. Oh, let me come with you. Oh, I thought, what happened to the language exchange event? I thought we were doing that. What happened? Larry pencil layer, but I digress. And he continues to walk beside me, and I'm like, oh my god, he's not letting me go, this is happening again. I'm on edge. I start to shake again, and we get to like I could see my apartment building, but I was trying not to make it obvious. I could see my apartment building, and I'm like, I'm just gonna stop in the middle. Like, we were literally on like a random side street, because I just didn't want him to get any closer. And he was like, no, like, what do you do here? And blah, blah, blah. Just like general conversation, which I guess that was fine. And I was like, yeah, I'm here for a year, but maybe longer. Like, and he was like, yeah, but like, you have to go back home, visit the motherland sometimes. And I was like, yeah, great. And now it's getting to like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. And I'm like, okay, like, I just want to go home. I'm not interested in this interaction any longer. And he's like, why don't I come with you to see your friend? Like, why don't we all just meet up together and have dinner? Now, girl, I was also a liar pants on fire. I just wanted to get home and not be in this situation. And I was like, no, like, it's okay. Like, he was like, I can wait for you. Like, you can get ready and then we can all like have dinner together. And I was like, again, what happened to the language exchange event? He was like, oh, I can go next time. I met you today, blah blah blah. Like, I just want to hang out. Like, let's do something right now. And I'm like, sorry, I can't. I need to just go. And he was like, okay, how about I buy you food? How about I buy you a snack? And I'm like, you really don't have to do that, blah, because we were right by like a convenience store. He was like, no, I insist. And I was like, no, it's okay. He literally pulls my arm into the 7-Eleven, And it's like my 7-Eleven, like it's the one like by my building. So the cashier like immediately is like, hey, annyeonghaseyo, like he knows me. And he's like, oh, is this a special friend? Because, two black people together, like, must be married. So he was like, oh, like, namja chingu, like, is that your boyfriend? And I was like,
no.
I was like, 아니요, like, 제발, 아니요, like. And then I got like my usual like snacks that I got, and I was like, okay, you might as well pay for these, but I still feel like I don't want to do this. And so I got to the till, and he paid, and the cashier was like, oh, you should get you more things, like it should be more expensive, like buy more stuff, make him pay. And I was like, I really no, usually yes, but like in this instance, no, like I don't, I hate it here. And again, it's like maybe because I was too calm and I was smiley, but like, what do you even do in that situation? You don't want to make sudden moves, you don't want to alert them, like I don't want to run straight to my apartment so he knows where I live. So you just have to like play cool. So I come, he buys my stuff, we get outside, and he's like, are you sure, like one last chance? And I was like, no, you should go, I'm gonna go get ready and see my friend, because I was still like, I was still going with that story. And he was like, okay, can I get your number? Come through the screen and strangle my neck once again, because what the frick did I do? Give my number. Sorry, not my number, my ID. I gave my ID, like account ID. But again, that was out of sheer like fear. Out of sheer fear. And what did he do? The classic boy thing. He immediately added my ID and like checked to see if it was right, in case I didn't give him a fake. And he was like, oh, okay, I have you, I see you, you can go now, kind of thing. And then I was like, oh, okay. So I waited for, I literally just sat, like, not sat, I stood there and waited for him to like get out of like my line of sight. And I was like, hey, bye, catch you later, see you. And then I immediately, once again, skedaddled into my apartment. And I called my parents, my poor parents. They're like, what the freak is in the water in South Korea? Called my parents, called my friends for backup. And I was like, this happened again. And I'm feeling on edge. And my parents were like, no, maybe it's just like he just wanted to be friendly. And I was like, yeah, maybe, but like it's just like wrong place, wrong time. And then from there he started like messaging me, whatever, like wanting to meet. And I was giving him very much mixed answers. I was like, maybe, but I don't know, like whatever. And he was like, no, like just friends, like nothing serious. But he had mentioned, like while we were speaking outside, he had mentioned that he would like me to go to his house so he can make me like a home cooked meal. And I was like, there's no friendship. I know what that is. We're grown, like. And then I brought that up and I was like, I don't know. It seemed like you were very much interested in something else. Like, by the way, you wouldn't let me go, and by the way, you dragged me into the store, and by the way, you held my hand for a bit too long. I don't think it's grounds for friendship. And he was like, no, like, he was like, I'm married. And I was like, this is getting worse and worse. Okay, so I was a mess. So eventually, like, he had my contact, like he would message me here and there like once a week, and I wouldn't see him. And eventually I blocked him because I was just like, this is getting too much. But yeah, those are my 2 stories of getting followed after work. Yes, I'm having a goof and a gag telling these stories, but I was really scared in those moments. So please, like, be careful. Seoul, South Korea is not a K-drama utopia. Like, always be on guard, especially if you're a woman, like wherever you go. Like, don't believe the like, oh my god, like it's 100% safe here. No, please, it's a myth. Okay, like this has been like the summer of stabbings. Okay, in Korea, so it's not 100% safe, and especially for women, like there's a lot of, I don't even want to get into it, but like, be careful wherever you are in the world. PSA, always be careful. Always be aware of your surroundings. Don't be on noise cancelling like me, and stay safe. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, a comment. I don't know, if you have similar stories, let me know in the comments, safety tips, anything. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Annyeong.